This is a particular struggle that every entrepreneur faces. That is the stress of going to pitch your idea to somebody and then the person telling you no, whether the person is a customer or anybody. Now, many people struggle with this, but then different people have found different methods to actually overcome it. That is to make people who are telling them no to end up telling them a yes. Now, you could also do the same for your business. I didn't plan to make a video on this, but then I taught my workers about it, and then I felt it would be nice to share the same thing with others. Now, I'm going to teach us how to handle objections. That is, how to turn a no into let's talk or let's do this deal. Now, the first thing you need to note is that objection is part of life and objections is part of business. Now, most of us have actually faced objections in different things, not just in business. It could be maybe asking a lady out, or maybe trying to convince your dad to give you something, or maybe trying to convince a particular lecturer to do something, or just speaking to a friend about something. And then whenever the person gives you a particular negative response with a particular reason, that probably forms up an objection. Now, if you can actually know how to understand these tricks, then you could actually turn an objection into somebody telling you yes. Now, I'm streamlining this video for the purpose of business, right? Now, business people face objections a lot. It could be as a result of pricing. Maybe the person thinks it's too expensive, or the person thinks he doesn't really need this particular product, or it could even be from trust, basically. How do I know that you can deliver what will get me what I want? The objection may come from different angles, but then addressing them seem to be similar. Now, let us look at how to address objections. Number one thing you need to note to address objection is you need to understand the objection, right? Now, by understanding the objection, you need to let the person speak and voice out his or her objections, right? Don't interrupt the person. In the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the rules there says seek first to understand before being understood. So first things first, try to get what the person is saying, right? Let the person listen to what the person is saying from beginning to the end. When the person is done talking, this is what you do. You then go over what the person said again. Make it be like, so you mean this is the problem, right? And then let the person give you an affirmative answer. Now, this will actually let the person see you as somebody who has empathy, right? So, at least the customer will want to know that you yourself is having empathy towards him, and you also understand where the person is coming from. So let that person express himself totally, right? When the person is not expressing himself, then repeat after him again, like tell the person what the person said and let the person confirm that is it. If the person says no, that's not the problem, then listen to the person until you get to the root of the person's objection. If the problem is that it is too expensive, let the person spell it out clearly. If the problem is that the person doesn't trust you, let it spell it out clearly. This builds both empathy and trust, which leads us to the next part. Now, when you are responding to address these objections, you need to make sure that you are very, very much empathetic in your approach. A great response contains both empathy, information, and value. So if you can communicate these 3 things in whatever you are saying, then the person will actually feel more connected to you. You could make using empathy to sound like this: I understand your concerns. Many of our clients have actually had similar issues, but then when they tried using the product, they ended up saying that it was not what they actually thought. You see, this is actually you using empathy and then giving information and then showing the person value to address your point. After that, it's important that you follow up with a quick success story. Just try to chip in a little short story, of the benefits and how it has helped others. Now, the last part is you need to ask questions to keep the conversation going. Well, it depends on what you're actually selling. At times, from the other point, you could just end up closing. But then at times, you would need to keep the conversation going to build more trust and show the person that you care for the person. Now, to do this, you could ask open-ended questions. By open-ended questions, I mean ask questions that will make the person to, maybe respond and give a particular conversation. You could ask questions like, if the price wasn't the problem, would you have bought? Then you now hear the response of the person, and then from that point, you could maybe kickstart some conversation and then get the person up and running with the conversations. And then you could end up sealing him, maybe not just for this, but for something else. Or maybe you could make him have you in his radar. Remember, objections are not signs of rejections. The best clients at times come with lots of objections, and you addressing these objections could actually make you have big time clients, and you not addressing these objections may actually help you without much clients. Do well to like, follow, share, and subscribe. This is my advice for you. Take it and please don't leave it. Wait, before you go, are you in need of a business plan, or do you need a company profile that you could use to present your business to others in a way that it will look very, very attractive I'm your guy. You could send me a message or use the link attached to this video to contact me for more information.